Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, and an otter and a Spaniard sign a logbook today on Barber Dave Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday. Hope everybody's doing well. Well, again, here in the southwestern U.S., we are doing the weather whiplash, and I'm specifically in the north of the Tucson area, up in the mountains. And we were in the 90s, then we went to the 80s, and now we're in the 60s, with possibly some rain towards the end of the week, which we need. We've had some pretty good-sized wildfires already. In fact, there was a wildfire that was about 1.5 miles from the shop, and there was some concern there, but it was put out. But time for a public service announcement from Barber Dave. If you're going to be towing a trailer or anything for that matter, and you have tow chains, do a walk around of your vehicle beforehand and make sure the chains are not scraping on the ground. Because in this case, some yahoo was dragging his chains, very dry, no humidity in the southwest, and causing sparks. Well, as he's driving down the road, those sparks are going into the brush that's on the side of the road. So he created 20, that's right, I said 20 separate brush fires that ended up being about 350 acres total by the time they got it put out. So, dude, anybody, if you're towing something, do an inspection. Make sure your chains aren't dragging so you don't burn the whole frickin' state down. There, I've said my thing. Today's Tuesday, which means it's my Sunday, for those of you that are keeping score. We're sitting at about 1760. We had a little bit of a slowdown in subscriptions, so I would ask, please tell your friends, get subscribed. As soon as we get to 2,000, I can give away that watch. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button, comment, and hit the notification bell so when you know when new content's coming out. Also, finally, we're getting back to Drinks and Dave's next Monday, and we'll be doing a gin thing. Rocks and Roads will probably be up in 2 weeks. I just had a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to do a straight razor shave today. Not much else going on. I do apologize I did not do a video yesterday because I had tons of errands to do because I'm back to my Monday barber errand day. But I didn't get them all done, so I'm going to have to do a few today as well. My back is slowly healing. From my little situation that occurred with my lovely 80-pound husky, which is amazing because the part of my back that's hurting is the only part of my back that doesn't have steel or titanium rods running through it from the 9 back surgeries that I've had. Haven't had any problem at all until the husky decides to not want to go up a ramp. Such is the life of a husky owner. Also, if you wouldn't mind, don't forget to come and see us at the Shaving Cadre. That's www.theshavingcadre.com. Free to join, self-moderated, bunch of real good people. And make sure that when you do join, however, that you go over to the newbie section, introduce yourself, tell us what you shave with, what your other hobbies are. We really want people to be part of the community, and that certainly helps get to know people. We have a crack concierge staff that is there to help you navigate what is becoming a very large forum as far as threads and so forth. I mean, we're not the biggest. I think we're sitting at about 1,100, 1,200 members. But you know what? That's okay. Because some of the other forums that are huge, quite honestly, have lost their way, in my opinion. And they must be curious because because the only 3 moderators that have full access to everything are the ownership, which is myself, Chad, and Chris. And the software we use can track pretty much anything we needed to track. And what we have found is, believe it or not, some of the people that have caused us or have come over and become troublemakers, or, start threads that can be controversial. We know who they are because their IP address will ping. And for those of us that used to be on another forum, we know who they are. And ironically, some of the people that come over to check us out and cause mal and disconnect are the administrators and moderators from the other forum, which I think is freaking hilarious, because obviously they're wondering. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll give them their due. They are a monstrous forum. And I thank them. I won't mention them by name because I'm not going to give them free advertising, but you all know who it is. But I need to thank them, because if it wasn't for them, the cadre wouldn't exist. Because we feel that people need to be treated with respect. They don't. Anyways, it's kind of funny to see people join from other forums just to lurk around and cause mal and discontent. However, we've had some very good members that we have now that are administrators or had been administrators for other forums, and they introduced themselves, told us who they were, and it's great. In fact, one of those gentlemen actually became an artisan retailer for us, so we appreciate that. And please, I know a lot of people order stuff from a bunch of different people, but please, if you would, check out our artisan retailer mall, so to speak. They each have storefronts. Make sure that you buy from them, support them. They're supporting the cadre, so in essence, they're supporting you, because by them supporting us, we can keep the forum ad-free and free to join. So please support them. Great shave today with the Spaniard, which we'll show you in just a little bit. This fragrance is made by Noble Otter. And, unfortunately, in today's world, there are so many shaving soaps that a lot of fragrances are just dupes or copies or homage to different ones. Now, I do not know if this is... it looks like I got a little cut. However, this does not smell like anything that I've ever tried. And it's wonderful. I'll read the list of ingredients when I can put my glasses on and see. But there's quite a few of us that have this scent. And for me, it was a no-brainer, because as most of you know, I'm an aviation fanatic. Well, I'm a fanatic about a lot of things, but aviation's a big one. And this is all about the aviation. And as always, Noble Otter, in my opinion, I will say that again, in my opinion, has the utmost in artwork. I think their artwork is among the finest in any shaving soap. And the thing I like about it is, for those of you that are into aviation, there is a thing called warbird nose art. And these are the World War II fighters and bombers that would put a good-looking woman on the side of the plane and call it the Enola Gay, or Cripes a Mighty, or the Gunslinger for the P-51. What I love about this, and I'll show you this in a minute, what I love about Noble Otter is it literally could be sorry, I need to concentrate for a minute. It could be shave soap nose art. It's that good. That's what I love about Noble Otter. It looks like I had a follicle that was a little bit upset, but nothing major. Nothing that the alum won't take care of. A little bit of cleanup, as always. And the other thing I like about Noble Otter is their mascot is consistent. This mascot and this otter will appear on every single shaving soap in one way, shape, or form. And I just think that's brilliant marketing. And it's one of the few soaps that I will save the lids and even the tub to some certain extent to make decoration, because it's just beautiful. In fact, I've thought about taking some of the Noble Otter stuff that I've used and actually putting it up on the wall, because it really is that good. And this one is no exception. They're all good. I'll show you the one I'm using today. Oh, such a beautiful shave. And I'll show you all this stuff at the end. Let's see what the alum said. I know I'm going to get a little bit of a sting on my lower shin area, because that's where I had what we're going to be calling the angry follicle. Other than that, nothing. We'll seal that up just a little bit more. We'll get cleaned up and we'll go over everything. So if you haven't tried any of the Noble Otter soaps, aftershaves, EDTs, really need to. They're really crafted well. They lather fantastic. And the one thing that I say stand out, and I think CBL is another one that does that, is they're very unique scents. They're not a lot of dupes, and they use their fragrances very, very nicely as far as how they blend everything. So for our witch hazel today, we are going to be using Thayer's Lemon. And again, I've been continually testing this Gillette aftershave gel, and I've actually started adopting, I think I told everybody this, I started adopting using it in the shop, because you figure I use aftershave every single haircut, every single shave, and that can get, I'm using a lot. The nice thing about the Gillette aftershave gel is I can just use a dot, and that's all I need. So I can use that little And so this lasts forever. And from a cost-effective standpoint and an ROI on my cost of goods, it's excellent. It's got a nice fragrance that falls away pretty quick for those guys that don't like fragrances, which I do have a few. And it just makes the skin feel really good. I've said it before. It's somewhere in between the Nivea 2-in-1 and the Omega Aqua, which is the best of them all, in my opinion. But it does leave your skin feeling pretty silky, more or less. Okay, for the aftershave today. Well, let's go over the soap first. I got to put my glasses on for this for a second. The soap, and these are the fragrances: bergamot, bergamot, orange, pepper, nutmeg, cedarwood, patchouli, leather, amber, moss, and elemi. Just very unique. But the thing that stands out for me is, because it's aviation related, because I get to wear my Pan Am watch when I do this, is the artwork. Look at that. And it's foil-like, it's shiny. This is Noble Otter Logbook. Made in the U.S., fantastic stuff. And, you know, I'll kind of zoom in on it a little bit. But just absolutely fantastic artwork. And I absolutely love it. And all the artwork matches all the way through the product line. So if you haven't tried Noble Otter, you need to, in whatever flavor you decide. The aftershave is very nice. It's a standard splash. Good alcohol hit. And just smells wonderful. And like I said, it's a very unique fragrance, in my opinion. And if it does dupe something else, I'm unaware of it. Guess what? It's talk time, guys. Yeah, that's right. Clubbing, as always. So I hope everybody's going to have a great remainder of the week. As I said, I apologize for not doing a video yesterday. But do me a favor. Please tell your friends to join. If you're on other forums, tell them to join. Subscribe, because I do want to get to 2,000. I want to give away that watch. And I'm hoping that Doc Holliday will be ready by then, and that will be included in the giveaway. All right, and for our EDP, and this is another thing I like, very classy and this is the only thing that doesn't have the complete logo on it because it's such a small bottle. This is the EDP, the logbook. And it's wonderful. Nice atomizer. Doesn't spray too much. Sprays just enough. And it's fantastic. Anytime I have an excuse to wear my Pan Am watch, which will be listed in my blog and then also on the Cadre, I love doing that. Anything aviation related. Anywho, I hope everybody enjoyed the video today. Again, like, subscribe, comment, ring the notification bell. It would certainly be appreciated. It helps our algorithm and gives us a chance to even give you more stuff. So anyhow, I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave Shaves and Such, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Tuesday and a wonderful remaining rest of the week. We'll see you next Sunday. Take care.